I also want to talk about images. And so these tools, this is actually a fake image. This image does not exist. This image was created by an AI service called MidJourney that creates amazing imagery. And if you see this, you're like, wow, that's so rich, that's so beautiful. What I also have on the left-hand side is actually the prompt to get that picture, the prompt of what someone used. And I just want to stop for a second and highlight how important it is. Often, if you look at this prompt, how many of us who don't have any photography background would be able to write this prompt? You can see that probably a photographer who understands f-stops and ISOs and different lens, and a variety of things, who even knows which photographer and style they're trying to go after, can really create a very rich and amazing sort of result in photos. I think that's also something to keep in mind, is that a lot of AI tools are great with experts. If you're an expert in something, if you know marketing really well, then AI can really take your marketing to the next level, help you do things faster, but you can then verify and make sure that the results are exactly what you were trying to get at. If you are not, it is going to be hard sometimes to get the level of what you want out of it, because you can't be as specific and because you don't have the domain knowledge to even tell the AI what you want in the language that it understands. James,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, it allows experts to become superheroes, and it allows beginners to become average.
Yeah. So beginners can get to average very quickly, but they probably can't become superheroes all that well until they really understand whatever the domain is, right? So I just wanted to highlight this because, like, people see these images and go, wow, that's so cool. But, if you just typed in, a Kathakali dancer from India, you might not get actually as good an image as what this person did, where they have like soft gradient, natural light, the chiaroscuro effect, adding depth. Like, there's all this stuff here around photography that if you don't know what that means, it would be hard for you to like get the AI to really create the image that you're looking for. Okay, so I just wanted to highlight that because this is a visual example, but the same goes with marketing. The same goes for any domain, right? I always joke that I actually created an opera show the case what AI could do for my stepfather, who's a musicologist and a concert pianist. And he was very impressed with, literally, I had a script, I had arias, I had characters, it did that really well. Then I asked it to actually compose music and the chords, and my stepfather was like, ugh, that's so basic, that's so fundamental, because I'm not a, it's not a great thing. So yes, so I wanted to really understand that, yes. By Arjun. So in terms of imagery, there are also a bunch of different tools that I want to highlight here. And so again, much like we have those large language models, we have image diffusion models. Those are the models often used to create images. So it's a slightly different back end because we're dealing with imagery. And I'm not going to go into the technical details, but that's often what's behind the scenes. MidJourney is probably I would say the one that gives the richest, most realistic photos. DALL-E 3 is OpenAI and does a pretty good job, but it definitely has a certain feel to their images. You often see them and go, "Oh, that's a OpenAI sort of thing." Dream Studio is a studio based on Stable Diffusion, which is another engine that is out there. Adobe has gotten into this as well. Adobe Firefly has their web app. And then there's another tool site that I use called Leonardo.ai that has actually a lot of different ways of building images. So if you're trying to do play around with different cinematic, realistic, animated, different kinds of styles of images, I find Leonardo.ai is sort of a good place to just play around and understand what's possible with AI imagery.